All right, so I got a new one for you guys. We're looking at MorphVerb. Now, before I continue, you're going to hear a lot of noise. Got the kids around, a lot of people around me. There's nothing I can do about that. That quarantine life. That's all I can tell you. But let's dive into this wonderful plugin that I got a couple of weeks ago. So I got a session here by a good friend of mine, Sin Rock, and I've already mixed this song, but I'm showing you the raw session. Right now I have this bus, a reverb bus, and I'm going to bypass that. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Let's go ahead and turn this back on with the reverb on its default settings. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Let's solo that. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Let's bypass that. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. All right, sounds pretty good. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to go ahead and locate that verb bus. And here we go. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Like always, we have some great starting points. If you're just starting out and you really don't understand what's going on here, use the starting points. And even if you know what's going on, try the starting points. So we're going to start off with something really simple. This 2D option. Check this out. You can keep it on 3D or 2D. So we're going to move from left to right. So over here, we have a couple of different options. Room, chamber hall, etc. We can change them. So you know what? Let's start right here. And I'm going to play some audio. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. You also have your dry/wet, and let's go ahead and make it 100%. So before we were listening to a mix of both signals. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram. We also have length and tone. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. We also have this lock option here. When you enable that, whenever you change a preset, it won't affect this. Now, another thing that's pretty cool about this selector here, you can also automate and come up with some crazy effect. I don't know if you heard that. So when I stopped and I would move this, it would affect the sound. So let's try that again. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. That's pretty neat. So you can probably automate that. Let's right click and we have enabled for automation. Now how you do this on the Windows machine, Control Star Alt, and you can automate and come up with some pretty cool effects. So now we have dampening and ducking. So let's go ahead and play that back. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it. As you can hear, it's actually ducking the effect, which is pretty cool. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Really interesting. And over here you have your high pass and low pass. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for. Another option that you can automate. And basically everything in this plugin you're able to automate. Let's go ahead and take a look at width, pre-delay, size, modulation, saturation, and compression.
Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands. Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands.
I'm definitely adding this to my template. It's a very powerful plugin. And remember guys, if you don't want to mess with any other options, keep it at its factory default setting. The only thing I would change, dry wet, 100%.
Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands.
It sounds great. We could switch it to any of these options.
Do it either for the gram or do it for some bands.
Now remember, I have this on a bus. So if I scroll down, I'm mixing that signal right here. So that's why I have the dry wet at 100% wet. Now, if you had that plugin on the actual track itself, then you're going to want to mix that. And remember, guys, you have some right-click options. You can resize the GUI if you want to. So you can make it bigger, smaller. You definitely have a couple of options here. Let's factory default that. And let's go to 125. That's pretty cool. I still think that's a little too big. There you go. We also have deactivate and disable GPU acceleration. I'm assuming this plugin takes advantage of CUDA cores or AMD's technology or Intel's technology. I could be wrong. Have some documentation, contact support, and their website. Really powerful reverb, a lot of cool options. Let me know what you guys think of this. This is Ray, and I'm out of here. Later, guys.